Gotta love the hair. I know I focus on my hair a lot, sorry guys. Going like this. Literally, they're like down here and they're like,
chains, the answer's always
Alright guys, so one of the things I wanted to give you a tip on is, so here's the bar, right? And I'm doing incline pressing right now. And what I generally tend to do is I tend to, if I'm doing my first chest movement of the entire workout, right? I tend to warm up with that movement. I don't warm up with any other chest movements later in the workout, just the first one. So what I do is if I'm doing like incline pressing, I start out with the bar, then I do 50%, 60%, 70%, 80% of my working set. So my working set's gonna be 125. I start out with 50% of that, then 60, then 70, 80, and then I go to my working sets. And I only do 3 sets of my working sets. And I try to stay at the same rep range, like 4 to 6 reps, 3 sets, that's it. So, other little tip real quick, this is pretty much more of like a strength training program as far as that methodology. So in a lot of situations, if you find higher reps and not just like 3 sets, but like say 4 or 5 sets, you start getting like reverse pyramids, supersetting, these types of things. That's where you start getting kind of more into like bodybuilding type of movements. Not that the movement is a bodybuilding movement, but methodology of lifting. So right now I'm experimenting, and I know I'm getting this one a little long, but that's okay. I'm experimenting right now with a strength bodybuilding hybrid. Like I'm trying to develop my own program for doing both strength training, where I would dedicate 3 lifts a week to strength, and then 3 lifts a week to bodybuilding, and that's just kind of like my own little thing I'm working on. So I did a first attempt last week and I just failed. The lifting didn't go well. There were other factors in life, but this week I'm trying a new thought process, so we're gonna give it a shot. So I will touch base with you guys with another tip here in a little bit as I continue to work out. All right guys, so we're gonna be doing overhead press with triceps. I'm gonna try to tell you a few tips. I'm gonna have to cut some clips out here because I got music playing in the background. All right, the first tip is don't try to just muscle the weight right up. Start with holding it on your lap. I'm using an easy bar, so just start with the weight right here on your lap. Second tip is don't be afraid to have your arms out. A lot of people get so focused on, oh, you gotta keep your elbows in. Dude, if it hurts my elbow to keep it in, and it's a little bit more relaxed to have it out, maybe my shoulders hurt by doing that. It's better for me to go with what's more comfortable, but still getting the reps in and feeling the burn, than to try to put myself in some uncomfortable position. All right, so here's the deal. We are getting ready to do our last set of flat bench. And I want to give you guys this tip. So when I do flat bench, and actually, I kind of learned this from another YouTuber over time, but yeah, the community is really handy for learning tricks and tips. But this is just something that I found has helped me. When I used to lift bench, what I used to do was I used to have my hands like right here, like real narrow. And what I didn't realize when my tricep was my elbow was really bothering me after a while, is that I was working more triceps than I was chest. So I started first just moving my hands out a little bit here, and then I moved them a little bit more, and then I got to a point where I started taking my thumb, and where the notching begins, I put my thumb straight out like this on both sides, and I rest my palms, and then I grip the bar like this. that allows me to then know where to keep my hands through the lift. So here we go. Whew. Ooh. There you go. Moving on to kickbacks. All right, guys, I got a 17.5-pound dumbbell, rubber hex dumbbell from Rogue Fitness right here in my hand. And I'm about to show you guys a trick. And you see a lot of people, let me set this down for 1 second. You see a lot of people just swinging when they're doing tricep kickbacks. And it's just like, I don't know, it's a little thing I focus on. So I'm just gonna share it with you guys, and I feel like it's a tip, but maybe you guys may not. A little tip or trick, whatever you wanna call it. So, I grab the dumbbell, okay? And what I do is look at my back. I keep my back like this, and I take the dumbbell up here, my arm up here, and what I do is I focus on this part. When I get up here, I hold it. I come back down. I make sure that my elbow stays high. That ensures that I get the proper range of motion and I'm getting the right focus on my tricep. So let's complete this side. 2, 3. It might look like I'm not really pausing when I get to the top. All I do is I do a quick, I just focus to make sure I hit it nice and tight. And like I make sure I go up, hold for a brief second and let back down. So I don't try to kill myself or, swing through the motion as crazy as some people do. You see some people going like this. Literally, they're like down here and they're like, and they think they're working, that does nothing. So, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm gonna do the other side. I'm not gonna record it, but I just wanted to show you guys. Another little trick. I'm actually gonna give you guys 2 tricks for this. This is tricep dips. I'll give you 3 tricks. So because I have a squat rack with safeties and everything is very stable and sturdy, I'm able to set it up where I can put both bars on the safeties and it can definitely hold my weight. If this thing can hold a lot of weight on a bar when you're doing squats or something or benching, it can definitely hold my weight with some plates hanging from my waist. The other tip I want to give real quick, guys, is if you're doing dips and you want to even the weight to keep the weight from like turning like this and hitting you, I just do it like right now I'm doing 15 extra pounds. I do a 10 and a 2.5 on each side. All right, the final tip that I'll give is when you're doing dips, a huge thing to focus on is if you take your, and I'll just do one as an example. If you take your feet back and you do this with them back here, you are bound to lean forward. Now, most people will think that that's not a bad thing. Leaning forward, more chest activation. I know you hear this time and time again, but it's absolutely true. More chest activation leaning forward. If you stay upright and you go down, that's more tricep focus, all right? So I like to kind of do in the middle. I like to hit chest but hit triceps at the same time. So I try to do some of the reps more tricep focused, some of the reps more chest focused. That's just my personal preference. And that's it. I'm only doing 6 reps, so this is more of a strength training day for me. So that's going to conclude kind of the tips and tricks of the workout. And like I said, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what I'm eating here this evening before I go to bed. Just more information. I try to put out good information, all right? So I'll see you guys upstairs in a few. Guys, I got a little tortilla fajita making machine going. Got the gas stove going over here with the tortillas. And then over here, I got kind of all my fixings. I cooked up a little bit of chicken real quick. Got a little bit of salsa, a little bit of Valentina, a little bit of lime, chopped up chicken, onion, avocado, pepper, bell pepper. And this is kind of like, well, there's Downey waiting for chicken. This is kind of what the finished product looks like. So yeah, I'm about to devour this. This is number 2. I've been doing about 4. So I do about 4 a day. So to finish off my macros. So I'm gonna do that, and I have a little bit of cottage cheese I gotta eat, and then I'm hitting the sack. See y'all later.
but she's old school. And I love her, but she don't know what I go through. Cause when you go
Guys, we're on our way home. I didn't record the last workout, the prone leg curls. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of put together, like, I got some ideas of how I could kind of put that together from an editing standpoint for you guys. But yeah, we're heading home, and I will check in with you all a little later. There's a lot going on, and lately it's been kind of crazy because of like all the family being sick, and it's just nothing's been regular, so it's very, very crazy and hectic, and it's getting too dark to record. So I will check in with you all later. All right, bye.
I'm talking about life.